Hi, my name is Mike Anderson. I am the listing agent for a house for sale in Saratoga Springs. It's a 6-bed, 4-bath home, 4,751 square feet. It's got a finished basement. It's got a theater room, lots and lots of extras. There are no background neighbors, as you can kind of see in this picture here. And then looking out front, you got views of the Utah Lake and just beautiful mountain views all around. So I'm going to walk you through this property. This is a virtual tour. So obviously we'd love to have you come in person. If you have an agent that you're working with, just let them know you'd like to come and see it and they can show it to you. If you don't, you can send me a text message and I'll be happy to set that up for you. My number is 801-867-5321. But let's go through the house using this 3D technology and some video so that you can kind of see it as if you're there in person. So I'm not going to play this video because there's music behind it, but I will kind of walk you through it manually like this. You can see, as I said before, you've got this BLM land behind you, so there's no background neighbors there. And nothing will be built back behind here. And then it does have paid off solar, by the way, so that those solar panels on the house are for the owner with the price that's included, and they're paid off. There's no lease or anything like that. You can see the big backyard. We'll look at this a little bit more, but there's lots of extra parking and lots of yard space to do all sorts of different things with. And then I should show you here, there's the lake behind or in front of the house, and there are lake views as you look out the front of the house. We're going to go through the house. I'll just show you a few of these kind of quick pictures, and then we're going to actually walk through it using some other 3D technology. But you've got a large custom built kit, or at least the cabinets and stuff like that have been custom built. The home itself has got some custom built features to it. And new carpet, there's that theater room. Here's again that view of the backyard. So lots of space back there. And then you've got the lake out there in front of you. That's Utah Lake and the Wasatch Mountains. Then behind you are the Ochre Mountains. So let's jump into the actual Matterport or the 3D tour so that we can walk through this, and you can do this with me as we look at this home as if you're in it. So two-dimensional pictures don't, really give you a good feel of how the rooms flow together and everything that the house has to offer. So we're going to look through, at the house using this Matterport or this 3D technology. So let me kind of show you around a little bit, because I can even send you the link to this of how this 3D technology works. You saw when I first loaded this what we call a dollhouse view. I'm going to clear this so you can see all the sections of this. And you can see that I'm looking at it from up top like a floor plan view, but I can also pan down. There's 3 levels to this house. You've got the upstairs. There's 3 bedrooms, I believe, upstairs. Then there's the master on the main, which is really nice to have if you want main floor living with the master. And then there's 3 bedrooms down below. One's being used as an office. So there's actually the potential of 7 bedrooms in this property. You can see here that this is all rendered out. We use this technology with all of our listings so that people from all around the country, and maybe you're one of those looking at this from another state, and sometimes we've even sold out to people outside of the country because of this kind of technology to be able to see it this way. Okay, so the floor plan view, of course, looks at it from above. When I turn on the measurement, I'm going to actually be able to see what the size of each space is from up above, and then you can use this plus button here to measure space. So if I want to come in here and measure whether it's a full wall or a portion, you want to see how big the garage is, whatever you want to do, you can measure space that way as well. And then you have all 3 floors, so I can look at them from the different floor levels. So of course that's the top floor there. You can see here that there's 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and this is the top floor. So anyway, you can look at it from all the different floor levels here as well. And then we're actually going to drop into this kitchen and living room, and then we're going to walk through it now. As you can see here, I have this measurement tool as an icon. If I unclick it, you're just walking through the property, but if I click it, then it'll actually show me things like the height. You can see that these are 9-foot tall ceilings here, 9 foot down below too, but it shows you that says 8'10", but it's actually 9 foot. So measurements may not be precise to the, the inch, but it's very close, but it gives you a great idea of, the space itself as a three-dimensional object with all these measurements. And then this house is fully furnished right now. It's somewhat staged as well as the furniture that the owners have. But if I want to take the furniture out and look at it without the furniture, I have that option too. It's taking just a second here to load. There we go. And then you can see the space without the furniture. So interestingly enough, instead of using AI to add furniture, we're using AI to remove it. So you can see what it looks like without that furniture in there from any angle in the house. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the property with you and kind of, give you an idea of how this property looks. You can see this circle that's on my mouse. It will align with circles that are on the floor. I think I have to take off the measurements here so you can see those. There they are. These are where these 360 scans were created. So there's a special camera. It actually has 9 lenses on it, and it does a full 360 scan of the property from each one of these points, these vantage points here, and then it stitches all of those together, those kind of pictures, so that you can have this full 3D view of the property. So wonderful technology. Now I'm going to walk you through. Obviously, we're in the living room there, so let's go back to the front door, and I'll walk you in from the house, and then I'll show you some other pictures and stuff from outside. This one actually has a 360 from outside, so let's start outside. So this is what it looks like from the front porch. You can see the lake over there and the mountains. So you're in a community or a neighborhood that has really nice homes all around, and then it's up a little bit higher, so you get these great views of the mountains and the lake and stuff like that. And you got this nice full porch up here, fenced-in porch, and or enclosed porch, and then you have the front door there. I'll go back into the house. When you walk into the house, there is a utility room, I guess, in many ways, meaning you can use it for different reasons, but they have it for their piano. You could use it as an office because it does have 2 French doors, so it could be a dedicated office in here, or just a visiting room or something like that, but they're using it as a music room. And then coming in here, there is the laundry room. So you get the 2 full-size washer and dryer in this room that also has a sink. And then just outside of that is the half bathroom, right? And again, when you use this technology, you can look up and down. You can look at the floor, the floors that it has. Really nice dark wood floors in here. And then coming down the hallway, you get to this point right here where is the mudroom. This is the door that goes out to the garage. And then there's a closet in here as well. So you got some space to kind of come in when you come in from the garage, take your shoes off, stuff like that, and put, store some things like that. It is a 2-car garage, but there's lots of extra parking that I'll show you as we kind of go around the outside of that. This home does have a formal dining room. You've got the bay windows here, lots of great light coming in. Many people love having that formal dining room. And what I like about this dining room is that it's separated from the kitchen. Some spaces where it's kind of all open, which is nice. I love open floor plans, which this does have once you go into the living and kitchen area. But as far as the formal dining room goes, you don't have to look at the messy kitchen, right? So you can kind of be in here, and the kitchen can be a bit of a mess as you've created a nice dinner and maybe you have guests coming over, and then you can have this nice area that's kind of separated from that in the dining room. Then going in, you got this grand staircase. I like the fact that the staircase isn't as soon as you walk into the house. A lot of homes, that grand staircase is right when you walk in, so you get that space coming in. Doesn't feel like you have to go up or down right away. We'll go upstairs in just a minute, but I want to show you around this living room a little bit. Lots of space out here. This is a gas fireplace with just a switch to turn it on, which makes it really nice, and it does heat up pretty good. Again, lots of good windows for good lighting in here. There's the the dark cabinets. These are hardwood cabinets, so actual hardwood cabinets, not MDF. And then you've got the island in the middle. I love having an island that has the dishwasher and the sink in the island. These are quartz countertops. That kind of helps to separate, you know, the washing and cleaning and stuff like that from the cooking. So here you've got a gas stovetop. I believe it is a 6-burner. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-burner, okay, gas stovetop. And then you got your microwave up above, and then your ovens are actually over here on this side where your refrigerator is. It's a double oven, so you got 2 ovens in here. Nice refrigerator. The refrigerator could possibly stay if you want to put that into your offer. So a nice big refrigerator in there as well. And then you've got the other kind of kitchen dining space. So for just breakfasts and, you know, just the family getting together before you know, not something formal that you put in the formal dining room. This is a nice eating space here, as well as a couple of good actually 3 here. So it's big enough for 3 full-size settings up here on the island as well. So lots of space and room for, you know, a big family or lots of people living together in this home. And then of course you've got your living space up here. There is, I will show you in a minute, 2 other spaces where you've got a formal theater room as well as another kind of family room or fun room with TV and other things that you could do down there. Here's the master bedroom. It's a really good size master. Let me turn on the ruler so you can see the sizes of the size of this. So you've got on these some of these measurements, you'll see that it kind of breaks it up, you know, because you got these 2 windows that are on each side of the, you know, where you might put the bed, or at least where they have the bed, and then this great big window that's a 5 foot by almost 5 feet window over here with these plantation shutters. But let me kind of get rid of the furniture, and you could add up all of these, so like the, you know, 2 feet 9 inches, and then you've got the space here and the 7, 6, etc. But you can also take this measurement tool and then just come over here to the corner and then come all the way over here, and you can see that's 16 feet, almost 17 feet. So 16 feet 10 inches along that side, so you can see how big that space is. And then coming all the way over here, whoops, kind of lost it, there we go, is 13 feet. So you got a 16 foot by 13 foot master or primary suite on the main level. So lots of great space in this master or primary suite bedroom. And then, you know, they've got their setup with the TV and everything like that in here. And then, as a primary suite often has, it has an ensuite. So coming in here, great big bathroom. You've got the 2 sinks, which is always nice to have. Quartz countertops again. Hardwood cabinets, which are nice. You've got the separate tub and shower, which is also very nice with the plantation shutters. So you got all these upgrades that you don't normally get in a lot of homes. You know, this kind of a luxury type of home has those upgrades. And then you do have the bath or the toilet behind the door, which a lot of people like to have. So there's a little bit more privacy there. And then it has a walk-in closet, which also has a door on it. So you got a nice good sized walk-in closet in there as well. Okay. And this is all on the main level. So this is a 3-story home in a sense, so 2 stories upstairs and then a basement. So let's go upstairs before we head downstairs. By the way, all the carpet in here is new. So on the main level and upstairs, all carpet is brand new. They just put it in right before they listed the home, and so you can take advantage of having new carpet, which is always nice to move into a house that, if it's not a new build, it has brand new carpet. You come upstairs and you get this 2-door closet, so you got lots of space up here between all the bedrooms, and then you've got 1 bedroom here. So as you can see, they have you know, younger kids, and you know, they love decorating their space and their room. Nice big windows, again, plantation shutters, so lots of good light that comes in. And then they've got a walk-in closet in this room here. Oh, and actually you might want to know what the space, you know, the size is, because a lot of bedrooms for kids, or the other bedrooms, it doesn't have to be for kids, are smaller. Let's kind of look at this space here. So you got 11 feet 5 inches, so 11 and a half feet here, And then you've got, I know it's more than 7.5 feet because of course it's adding this 3 feet 8 inches to the 2. So it's about 11 feet here, but let's actually take the measurement tool. Oh, oops, I already did that. And measure from that space, that corner, to this one. So about 10 feet on this side. So you got 10 by 11 feet more or less on this bedroom, which is a good size bedroom for a secondary bedroom. And then turn the furniture back on. Then you got this hall space out here as we came in. Here's a full-size bathroom. If you've got, 2 or 3 people upstairs or so, having 2 sinks, and then the shower and the toilet are behind a door, which makes this really nice. So, when you have lots of kids, a couple of them are brushing their teeth and getting ready for the day, and then one's in there taking a shower, it's a kind of a multi-purpose bathroom where, you can kind of share the space like that, which is nice to have. So it's really, really nicely designed. And then coming here, you've got your bedroom number 3. So you have the primary suite, the one I just showed you, and now this bedroom. Again, you've got a nice big window there and another walk-in closet for this room. And then we'll go into the 4th bedroom. Again, you can see that they have several kids, and the kids have had a good time decorating this. These are just vinyl stickers, so they peel right off and won't damage, of course, the wall or anything for whatever you're going to use it for. But you got a good size window here and another good size closet there as well. So you've got now a total of 4 bedrooms, and we haven't even gone into the basement. So this is a nice size home for a lot of people or big family, however you're going to use it. And now we're going to go downstairs. And the great thing about this technology is I can walk, up and down the stairs. Now, before we head down, I want to show you this. This is a smart thermostat. These smart thermostats, I don't know if you've used them at this point, but these are great. They're tied into the Wi-Fi, and they can even determine temperature, not just based on when you're in and out of the house, which is smart enough to do, but also based on the temperature outside. So especially during the spring weather, when we have weather that kind of goes back and forth between cold and warm, sometimes hot, and then really cool, it can adjust the temperature in the house for that as well when you put your desired temperature. And it's smart enough to remember even automatically what you want without you having to put in some sort of specific setting. It will know based on how you've changed and modified the the temperature for what you like. Then we're going to go downstairs into this basement. This basement was recently finished a couple of years ago. It's got all new flooring, this LVP flooring down here. It's got, as soon as you walk down, you've got another bedroom. So this is bedroom number 5. This has a closet as well, good sized closet with a closet organizer. They've even got a, table with a vanity. And then you've got a good sized window there. This is in the basement. And then I'm going to show you kind of all around. These doors right here go into storage and utility. So these are storage and utility access here. Lots of great storage, whether it's food storage or Christmas storage or whatever you want there. Lots of good space for that. Then you've got this entertainment space that I told you about before. It's just kind of a fun space. You could actually put in a pool table here. You can see this is 25 feet long here. And then this is 13 feet long here on this side, so great big space down here. I believe that's like a 60-inch TV. It looks kind of small from this view because, being there, you can see how, in person, you can see how big that space is, but it's a great big TV. And then you've got this door here. This was an original door for the utility room as well. So you basically have a utility door on this side, the storage is there, and then utility door this way as well. This is where the furnace is. There's also a water softener and kind of everything you need on the utility room in there. And then here's another bedroom. So this one right here is a bedroom. I mean, it has egress, it has a closet. He's using it as an office, or the father that lives there is using this as an office, obviously, but this is another room that could be used as a bedroom. So there's bedroom number, so you have the main level, the 3 upstairs, so there's 4, then the one I showed you 5, so there's the 6th bedroom right there, okay? So 6 bedrooms in this house. and then the stairs that we came down. Now I'm going to come around this way. This is where you have a full-size bathroom in here, recently done. Right, so you got the quartz countertops again, nice cabinetry. You got the bath and a shower combo here, and then the toilet there for these 2 bedrooms down below. This is just kind of a little nook. The mother of this family is using this for crafts. I think the kids were too, kind of little projects and crafts and stuff like that. But you could use it for, storage or other things like that, but just kind of a little nook as you kind of go around. And then this is where you come into the theater room. So great big theater room. That is possible as well. I'm going to take off the measurements here for now, and then I'll show you the measurements. But this tiered seating with these theater seats, if you've ever shopped for them, can be quite expensive. So they are electric seats. They come out and recline and everything. Really nice, comfortable, theater seating here. And then it is tiered, so you can, have lots of people here, even in the back, and not be able to miss the movie. And then you've got this great big projected screen. Let me measure this because I can't remember how big this screen is. So, no, it's a pretty big screen. Yeah, so this is a 10-foot 3-inch screen. So you got a 120-inch screen here. So huge screen, if you can imagine how big that is. And the room is large enough that they even put all their workout stuff in here. Obviously, you wouldn't need to do that if you didn't want to, but you've got 13 feet 5 inches here on this side. You've got 14 feet along here. You've got 18 feet here towards the back. So great big theater room in here. It does have a 7.2 surround sound set up, and I believe that this either can be included or is included depending on your offer, obviously. But they were not going to take this projector system with them to their new home. So, please ask and inquire about that. Okay, so we've basically made it all around this house, 6-bedroom, 4-bath property, 3 levels. I'm going to walk back up the stairs so we just kind of remember how great all this space is. So wherever you are in the house, whether you're upstairs in the bedrooms, whether you're on this main level and enjoying, whether it's formal dining or you're just sitting in the kitchen and just hanging out here with the family, everyone has a lot of space in this home. So the last thing I wanted to show you, and I'm going to come back to the pictures, are some of the parking that you get on the side. So as you can see here, looking at it from the front, you've got the 2-car garage, and it might be nice to have bigger, garage space and stuff like that, but that's what this is for here. So this gate right here actually has lots of space for not only parking in front, but you can put an RV, a boat, other cars. They even have an EV plug out here that you could add to. Now, the actual external EV, I think it's for Tesla, they're taking with them, but it's got that, I believe, the 30 or 50 watt, whatever's needed there. So whatever plug you need to, or adapter you put onto that to plug your EV, you've got that option there as well. And then you've got, the side yard here as well. And then we'll go look at some of the other pictures of the backyard so you can see that in a little bit more detail. But there's lots of space in this side area to park whatever you need to park. So lots and lots of good parking space there. You can see this from a better view, kind of a bird's eye view. Back here, you can see that they've got an entertainment with a gazebo here, kind of entertainment space back there as well. So it's just not, big yard, but it's got some dedicated space back there, which is nice. Here's looking at it from the backyard. Again, as I mentioned before, you get the solar panels that are paid off. So there's no lease or there's no payment, and that's extra for that. It's passed on to the owner directly with the purchase of the home. You can see that they've got a great big trampoline there and how small that looks with this big yard. So lots of space to do, really whatever you'd like to do back there. You get that open porch area here. And then I'm going to click through these pictures fast because you've already seen them. I'll send you a link or put a link on this So you can see it. Oh, this gives you a better idea of how big that screen is in that theater room. And even looking at it from up here at the second tier, you got, easily be able to see that movie. The kids' spaces, kids' bedrooms, that front office. You can see those are the French doors that I was telling you about. All the carpet, again, is brand new. There's the size of the laundry room, so good sized laundry room with some storage. Here's looking at the backyard, kind of back at the left corner of it. It's tiered right here, so you got a little bit of a tier on this as it kind of goes up that mountainside. And this gazebo here with dining space or entertainment space down here, which is nice to have. Here it is from the back, bird's eye view with the amazing view of the lake and the mountains there. There's that storage shed as well with the parking, lots of pavement parking on here on the side. Okay, so please reach out if you have any questions. Talk to your agent or give me a call. I'd love to be able to help you pick up this beautiful home in Saratoga Springs. No background neighbors, lake and mountain views, tons of space inside, lots of parking outside. Let's get this sold.